Hi everyone, once again it's Tony Grund here with IK Multimedia, and I'm here today at Stadiumred Studios with Ariel Borujow, and he's one of the engineers here, and he predominantly does hip-hop and stuff.
Yep.
And I just want to talk to you a little bit today about how you got involved with IK Multimedia plugins, and why don't you just start at the beginning? I understand you use T-RackS a lot.
I actually became a user of T-RackS when I decided to purchase a small M-Box unit, a couple of years back. Skeptical at first, and it was, I believe, the EQ version of that that came with the bundle, and I started using that. Definitely a lot on vocals. I've done a lot of rock in the past, so a lot of guitars, piano, strings, and as I started getting more into it, I decided to get the whole bundle. So I got the whole mastering suite, and from there, man, it was on a different level. I've been using the compressor, which one of my favorite tricks using the compressor is the tube compressor, I believe it is the stereo enhancer, which I love using. I use it a lot on strings, on background vocals. I've done pseudo mastering for a lot of clientele that want to get their stuff out real quick. So I've used the mastering suite a lot. I've usually, I love the presets on there. One of the presets that I love to start with is Dull Mix. That's on the, off the EQ end, and then from there I can tweak, both the limiter, the multiband, and everything else. And it's been working for me great, man.
Sweet. So recently we got you going with T-RackS Deluxe, T-RackS 3 Deluxe.
Love it.
So tell us some of the differences that you like a lot about it, and then what has it done for you?
I guess what it's done for me, or what I've done with it, recently I mixed Mims, Capital Artist Records, their artist Mims. It was a single called Bread and Butter, and right after the mix, right after I finished mixing it, I sent it to them. This was Christmas Eve, and apparently they wanted to put it out on Christmas Eve. I went into the studio early that morning, finished tweaking the mix, and the next thing I know, I find out that they want to put it out on the radio. So I had no choice but to kind of do whatever I had to do, because at the end of the day, it's my representation.
Right.
So I decided that was the good time to use it. I've been dabbling with it a lot since, obviously I got it, and it worked out great, man. It was all over the radio. From one song that was mastered somewhere else to mine, it was pretty flawless, man.
Right. Yeah.
So, and since then I've been using it tons. Not only do I use it when I master, client stuff, but I've been using it tons. Love using the Fairchild's. Unbelievable on piano, drum subgrouping. I love using the Pultec EQ on kick drums, bass. There's just so many things I can do with it,
Have you made any presets? Have you saved any presets, or you mostly just get in and tweak it every time?
Yeah, I kind of tweak. I go through the presets. I haven't dug into it in that sense that I'm going to, I think that the way that I'm going to end up approaching that is once I get more familiar with because really I'm primarily using, like I said, the Fairchilds and the Pultecs,
right.
But I'm definitely digging more into the other stuff, and obviously the classic stuff, I'm still a big fan of. Right. But I think once I build a nice little chain of things, that's when I'm going to come up with my own presets and really make it work.
You want to share some of those with us?
Absolutely.
Nice. Well, look out for the Ariel Borujow presets on the Preset Exchange once we get up and running for T-RackS 3. And then also, I understand that you use a lot of CSR.
I use all of them. I basically have a mixing template that I use on every single mix, that as soon as I load up the song, I import session data on my Pro Tools, and I have all of them there. I love them, man. The one thing is the sound.
Right.
I'm a real skeptic of reverbs to begin with, so they really have to blow me away in order for me to even use them. And the one thing is that I like to do is I tweak every reverb that I use. I tweak for that song. It's not like I just pop something on and whatever, because you never know what you're going to use for what. The plate could be for the background vocals, it could be for the lead vocals, so all that depends whether it's going to be a darker plate or a brighter plate, how you're going to pan them and everything. So the one thing that I really like is how easy it is to be, to begin with, it's simple.
Right,
it's so simple. I mean, from a novice user to a pro, I mean, you know, especially when you get into the advanced stuff, I mean, it sort of reminds me a lot of the old Lexicon hardware reverbs that I used to use, you know, especially the parameters on that, you know, notably the Lexicon 480, which I used to use a lot, and it reminds me a lot of the parameters that I used on that.
Right. And the other cool thing about it is it doesn't kill your CPU.
Absolutely not. You could totally, I mean, I got all 4 of them running at once.
Yeah,
so.
it doesn't even hurt anything. So, what, real quick, tell us about some of the artists you've worked with and some artists, there's some stuff that's coming up for you in the future.
Right now, well, who I worked with, I used to be a staff engineer for P. Diddy. I worked in his studio from '98 until, well, I became a freelance engineer and went back and started working there in 2004, did some big records. Okay. I've worked, I mixed on T.I.'s King album, obviously Mims, I've done Black Eyed Peas. Cool. Man, there's so much that, you know, but as far as any new projects coming out, I'm actually in the middle of mixing an artist that's signed to Select Records, which is a division of Warner. His name is Out of Sight. Amazing artist. It's definitely it's a blend of hip hop, R&B, rock.
Cool.
So the way that I'm really mixing this stuff is very, it's more from a vintage standpoint, you know. So I actually used tons of the Fairchild stuff on his stuff just to warm things up. I didn't want that real bright, crunchy sound you hear on the radio. I kind of went for more of a retro sound, even though there is a lot of the hip-hop elements. And I'm also working on tons of stuff by an artist named Tess, R&B singer, very, very talented. I'm working with an artist by the name of Emilio Rojas, who's a hip-hop artist who just got his video picked up by MTV too.
Sweet, nice.
And he's in rotation now. Another artist by the name of Donnie Goins, who also had his video featured on MTV. So I'm starting to really luck out with a lot of the clients that I've been working with for a few years now.
Cool, great. All
so
right.
look out for that.
Yeah, look out. And look out for more engineering work for Ariel.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Cool. Well, thanks very much. Once again, it's Tony, IK Multimedia. We're at Stadiumred Studios with Ariel Borujow. And thank you very much for...
Great, man. Thanks, Tony.
Thanks. Talk to you later.
Peace.
Oh, yeah. Turn the levels up. We the best at Dunning. Yeah. Turn the levels up.
Yeah.
We the best at Dunning.
Yeah. I'm on the rise to the top. Your man did it. He the pride of the rock. My track spinning, and now I got a product to cop. Been traveling the globe, yeah, killing the show. I stack women and dough. The fans itching for more. Transition from slow to creeping a mile a minute. From sleeping like Triminic to people that try and mimic me.